I think that's good. I do think they needed to change quite a few things. So I don't mind these lines, but I mean the headline is in the blue line.
It is Ekholm Bouchard, Kulak Stetcher, and then right in the middle of that, Dermott and Nurse. And you might be thinking, why is that a big deal? Well, look at the way they're listed. Dermott's on the left side, and Darnell Nurse is going to be playing on his offside. He's a left-handed defenseman. He will be playing on the right side of the ice tonight. This is perplexing to me for a couple of reasons. One of them being he's never done this. I actually think he's been playing good hockey for the last couple of games, and you're going to now take him and put him in a spot that he presumably isn't all that comfortable being in. I honestly don't understand why Emberson's not in for Dermott and you're not going Nurse Stetcher again. I thought they were fine.
Yeah, I think they were fine too. I didn't hate them. I mean, the numbers aren't glowing by any means, but do you really expect them to be? It's Nurse and Stetcher at the end of the day. Like
they just have to be serviceable. They're a Band-Aid right now.
Totally. So,
I feel like this has a chance to blow up in their face.
Well, I think when I was at the Calgary game and they had Nurse and Dermott there, they were kind of switching sides a bit too. So I don't know if it's that big of a deal at the end of the day. One thing I will say is Nurse is probably the most athletic player the Oilers have. So if someone's going to be able to kind of go in a position uncomfortable to him, like at least he's athletic enough to like be able to recover. And he's very mobile defenseman. So you've tried everyone else. Why not try Nurse? I guess that's kind of my side of it. It's just like, let's see what happens. Maybe we've been playing him in the wrong position the whole time. Maybe this is how he earns that paycheck. Probably not, but I believe in him because of his athleticism.
M-Bub says more brain dead Nurse hate. We are not hating on Darnell Nurse right now.
I'm pro Nurse.
I'm actually.
There's some people in the chat who were giving him.
Yeah, maybe that's
been good.
He's been fine this year. He's
totally fine.
All right, let's continue this conversation. That was our lineup report brought to you by Square. Head to square.ca to find out how Square helps restaurants. Let's get out to the Star Mechanical guest line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them Edmonton's best by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. Star Mechanical can do it all. M-Bub says, not you guys, the chat. Thank you for having good listening skills, because I was worried you were talking about us, and I was going to take great offense to it. Joining us on the Star Mechanical guest line today is our boy, Coombsy Hot Honey, back for his first appearance of the regular season. Coombsy, how's it going?
Hot Honey, it's a Thirsty Tuesday. That actually works this time.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Thirsty Tuesday. We love a Thirsty Tuesday.
And what do we do on Thirsty Tuesdays? We drink Nation beer.
Yes.
Have you gotten your lips on it yet?
I have. I've had a handful of Nation beers, and I enjoyed it. It goes down really easy.
It does. Everyday lager for every game day or just any day in general. Let's start with what I always love starting with when you're popping the show. What are we expecting from the Blue Jays this winter?
Oh, man.
Bregman?
Hopefully not. The last time they signed a Houston Astros star to a long-term contract, it hasn't gone particularly well. So I'd avoid that. I think there's a lot of holes for them to fill, so I don't think one big free agent signing is going to be the move.
I like Bregman.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Really? Is he going to leave Houston?
Probably. They're not going to pay him. Just they didn't pay George Springer either.
Or Carlos Correa.
No, and they look good for doing all those things.
How are the teams looking who signed those players?
Minnesota is one. Minnesota's all right.
They're fine.
They beat the Jays in the playoffs a couple years ago with Correa. And then how are the Jays looking with Springer? I mean, it was a good year and a half. It was the season in 2021 when they played in Buffalo and Dunedin. That was fun. It was good.
The only problem is you gave them, what, a 4 or 5 year deal, 6 year deal?
Yeah, no, they're only halfway through it now. There's 3 years done, 3 years left, by my understanding.
Yeah, not great.
It's not the best, but
Aiden says give Soto the bag. We're not doing that.
$1 billion. We'll all pay double on Rogers. Fine. Your cable's twice as much, and we got Juan Soto, and he's going to pitch as well, whether he likes it or not. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to be Shohei Ohtani. They did that all last year. Rogers went to their shareholders, and they unlocked a big briefcase full of money. And they have to do it for Soto this year, but they have to convince those people that he's a pitcher.
If you're wondering why we're talking baseball, Coombsy runs Blue Jays Nation for us. He's the managing editor of the website. That is your correct title, right? Yep. Managing editor. What do you make of the World Series matchup, Yankees-Dodgers?
I mean, when you look at it at a glance and you're a Blue Jays fan or a fan of I'm not going to call them a small market team, but a team that doesn't win like that, then you're thinking, two big name teams in the mix. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of star players. It should be fun. Like it's hard to predict who's going to win this. It'll be interesting regardless.
Yeah, it's better than Rangers Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
but it's not as good as like a Subway Series would have been.
The Mets would have been fun.
I think it's best when there's a David versus Goliath element to it, and this is just Goliath versus Goliath. Let's get into the hockey now. You walked in just as we were having our conversation about Darnell Nurse on the right side of the blue line. I feel like come trade deadline time, halfway through the season, end of the season, whatever milestone you want to pick, we're going to look back and be like, remember doing that? That was weird. Like, I don't think this is a long-term thing.
No, I'd be really shocked if this lasts for more than a game, a few games. I mean, there's no reason to think that Travis Dermott and Darnell Nurse specifically are going to be a pairing long-term, but I think one thing they're kind of going for here is there a possibility that Darnell Nurse can be a second pairing right defenseman, and then at the trade deadline, you go out and find a left-handed defenseman instead? Maybe if Nurse can be as good or within the same realm on the right side, then there might just be more left-handed defensemen available in the trade market. I can't think of too many good, like there isn't a Chris Tanev this year. Remember last year, It was, mid-late October, we were already talking about acquiring Chris Tanev, and there just isn't one this year. That D-man might be a left-handed D-man this year.
Can I throw on a, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, I think that's a fair point.
I'm going to throw out an idea, and you guys are not going to like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. What if this really works with Nurse on the right side, and they just push up Kulak, and then your top four is obviously the regular two, and then Kulak and Nurse, and then obviously your bottom pairing is probably Dermott, Stetcher / Emberson. That wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Like that would, like, you'd look at your top four and be like, okay, that's solid, that's fine, that'll get us by. You play the other two, like, I don't know, 13, 14 minutes, whatever it is. Not crazy. It's not crazy. I mean, we're picking at straws.
And they do did do
grasping.
They did do the Nurse Kulak thing in the playoffs with Kulak flipped over. So maybe you're right. What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.